Whether you're an advertiser or just an average TV watcher, one thing to note that's been going on in the news lately is the proliferation of streaming. Everyone, when they sit down at night, typically, is gonna spend, some time determining what they wanna watch and where they wanna watch it. You're gonna flip through, 1 to 2, 3, 4, 5 different streaming platforms and try to figure out exactly what you wanna watch, because we're in this golden age of TV. We're in this golden age of there being so many options of content to watch. The networks have noticed that the demand for streaming has gone up, which has in turn led to more content on streaming platforms, so that these networks can try and capture more eyeballs, more attention away from their competitors. So now you don't have 1 or 2 streaming platforms, you have 10 to 20. So we're basically in this stage of cable 2.0. Where you're buying multiple packages. This merging of streaming platforms has become more enticing to advertisers. The more eyeballs you can capture and guarantee, the more profitable your streaming platform will be for ads. So obviously in the news, we're seeing a lot of merging of streamers. Any content that you watch on a video platform, whether it is over the top, AKA like a tablet or a phone, or your laptop, or a connected TV, which would be a TV mounted in your wall, but that is picking up internet wirelessly. We're gonna consider all of those CTV. This is a growing space for advertisers. Obviously, we've talked a lot about the growth of digital advertising over the past 5 to 10 years, into the hundreds of billions of dollars globally. CTV as a portion of all digital ad spend is not only the fastest growing, but it is the largest chunk of that pie. Not only are more and more people watching streaming content, and that's where they're spending more time, but advertisers are following by spending more and more of their ad dollars on connected television. So obviously along with this is coming out more spots. All of the streaming platforms are trying to find ways to monetize everything on their content. So that's, offering different ad buys, more interactive ad buys. You're not just watching a TV ad like you did back in the day. You're able to engage with that content and maybe take it offline or take it off the streaming platform to a mobile device where you can then engage with the platform more and more and more. That's something that's new to CTV. So also in the CTV space, to distinguish it from linear TV, which is where most people bought TV ads back in the day, which had very little targeting capabilities and very little accurate measurement capabilities. The targeting and measurement capabilities for CTV is astounding. We can target, we don't have to target people just based on demographics or where they live. We can actually use data on top of, the content that we want to show our ads on to the right person at the right place at the right time. I can target just women, just men. I can target people in a certain age category. I can target people that have certain interests as long as they're watching the content that I want to watch. And a lot of these streaming platforms are doing what they can to get more and more granular targeting so that advertisers spend more money because they're able to spend their dollar more cost effectively than they would on linear. So gone are the days where you're like, I hope this, Super Bowl ad or this large TV buy is really gonna do anything. It actually does. You can see how many times someone was, exposed to a certain ad, and then do they engage with something that they could engage with later. So like I said, the targeting measurement is astounding. And another trend that you'll see in the CTV space is live sports. Not only are people spending a lot of time watching streaming content, they're also watching live sports on these streaming platforms. So you'll see a large investment from all of the platforms and all the networks on live sports content. Back in the day, if you wanted to be on live sports, you really had to go to the upfront and secure a buy way ahead of time. Now, if a week out, I'm able to buy live sports, placements on Peacock right from my laptop. Also interesting to note is that of the subset of all of the streaming options out there, live sports is one of the fastest growing portion of that whole CTV viewing pie. It's also the place where people spend the most of their attention. You may be watching, some news on streaming, or you may watch like some series, but the attention for live sports is at its highest. So whether your, target audience are sports fans or not, if they're watching a sporting event, the ads that air during that are going to have the most attention to them just based on the context. So lastly, obviously CTV is growing. Streaming platforms are proliferating left and right, merging. There's just more and more content to watch, which is good for advertisers because there's more places for us to put ads in front of people. But at the end of the day, you still need an agency partner. to be able to buy these unless you have direct contacts with all of the streaming platforms or the networks themselves. It's gonna be very hard for you to crack in and buy those ads. So you do need some agency partner or someone who has a seat on a trade desk to be able to buy these ads. But the great thing about it is that once you have that agency partner, you're able to buy them, you're able to target exactly who you want, when you want, and not spend as much money as you would on linear, where you're not able to measure everything very effectively. So it'll save you time, it'll save you money, and you're able to do things, very flexibly and very quickly.